So we've just installed the wheel carrier ladder, and this is a quick step-by-step on how we do it. So we're just about to start changing the hinges on the VW Crafter. So the reason we changed them to the 180 hinges is because if you come over here, this hinge sits like that, whereas this one has got a bar, a solid bar on it. And if we open it the whole way, it comes back and our wheel carrier will hit the back or the side of the van. So that's the reason why we changed the hinges. So another reason we put the 180 hinges on is because they're a stronger hinge. Not only do they go the whole way back, but they're just much stronger. So now we've loosened all the bolts. We've left 2 bolts in, and then we'll get Mick to hold the door as we're taking off the hinges to put the new hinges on. Now that we've got both 180 hinges on, we'll check to make sure everything lines up on the door and make sure that it closes okay. And then check the other door as well. We usually just check up this side to make sure it's all in line. So we take this section off here to get in at the back because we drill through the door on this side to fix it to the door as well as fixing it to the hinges. So now that we have the hinges all on, it's time to put our fixings in that fix the wheel carrier to the actual hinges. So we've got these stainless steel fixings which slide into this bolt, and then it comes down in and it sits in the groove. So we do that on all 4, do the same thing. And then we do the exact same on the top. And then once they're all in, we can then close the door and the bolts don't fall out, so they stay in place so that you're able to fix your wheel carrier on. Because we're drilling a hole through this, we'll tape it up just to protect the paint that's already on. So now we're ready to install the actual wheel carrier to the hinges and the door. It's open. That should be okay. So we'll just, these will come in a kit. These are ordinary 12mm nuts, and then we'll change them after, but we just put these on because it's easier to tighten it up first, and then we'll change them to the lock nuts after. I just wanted to show, whenever we have the wheel carrier ladder on, that this fixing to the hinge, whenever we open it to its full, it stops and then it doesn't hit the side of the van. So that's why the 180 hinges are really good for this. Now that we're happy with everything fixed to the hinges, we're ready to drill our hole into the double skin. So it'll go through both skins. So now we've drilled the hole, Mick's now taking off the paint or the tape so that we can prime the hole just to stop any rust getting through into the van. Now that the paint's dry, we're going to put our rubber spacer in. It goes in here and then fix it through with our M10 bolt. We've got the bolt in through. We're going to use this aluminium spreader plate to put in here. That just gives us a bit more support on the back. So now that the bolt is in and our spreader plate is in, Mick's going to tighten and I'll hold at this side. Now with this fixed into the door, we can then go back to these hinges and tighten up the lock nuts on the two, and then we can take off the normal nuts and put lock nuts back on. Bolts are all in, everything's tightened up. We put on our plastic caps. So we now put on our stainless steel threaded bar into this slot. And then we find out roughly around this area, but you'll just have to try the wheel on, because different sizes of wheels are obviously going to be a different height on this. So we then put our centralizing cone, as Mick calls it. This is threaded as well, so you do thread it in. And then we finish it off with our stainless steel locking nut. And then we finish it off with our padlock, so nobody can steal it. And that's it. So that's our wheel carrier, ladder, the wheel on, everything in place now. This isn't the wheel that's going in this van, this is just purpose of the video. They are having some nice rogue alloys on. So yeah, that's it.